Canberra. I'm Ria Vidal with Tongue in Cheek Magazine, and I'm here with
Zuko.
And I'm excited to be at Lil Mama Studio here in Kingston. So, how long have you been making music for?
I'd say taking it seriously, probably like 2.5 years now. But I've been writing since before primary school, posting it publicly, probably year 9, but not taking it as serious as now.
What were you making in primary school?
You know, like the little quirky, cringy, like love songs and stuff like that.
Well, that's cute though. But in that duration, did you always just go by your full name? Or wasn't there 079 at the beginning?
Yeah.
Was there meaning towards those numbers?
Yeah, that's slang for like contact, like call me, like hit me up. I saw a lot of these things and I talked to a lot of these people who were in contact with bigger, like influential people in the music industry, and they said that one, you shouldn't always use numbers in your artist name because it's all about like being able to search for the artist.
Right.
And if it's a thing that's used a lot as well, like online, I know I could name a bunch of things that start with 079 or 079, so I had to go. There's a lot of Zukos though, surprisingly.
Okay. Your music has got like a kind of a lot of futuristic R&B in early 2000s nostalgia.
Thank you.
What is drawing you towards that sonically?
Probably childhood experiences. I tend to like pick things that give a nostalgic feeling.
Right.
That's kind of like the compass for everything. It feels like driving home with your parents and your parents put something on the radio or they play something. I forgot the CD name, but there's like one of those summer hits CDs. They were always really distinct, like winter hits, and like summer hits. They always had like a seasonal CD. And my parents used to cop those all the time. Anything that was playing on there has just been always super nostalgic for me. And anytime I choose a song or a beat, or one of the many talented people in Canberra make a beat and I hear it, if it gives me that feeling, then I know I'm gonna, do something crazy.
So if someone's like listening to your music, is there a distinct feeling that you want them to feel?
Not really. I mean, a lot of my music tends to make people feel energetic and like have like a lovey-dovey feeling. Honestly, like I don't really think about that. I just because people are going to feel what they feel regardless. And I think that's the beauty of music, is that once it hits your ears, you feel whatever you want to feel, because it hits everyone a different way.
Put it into their own life so they can experience it in their own way.
I think that if it only evokes one feeling, it's not multi-dimensional. It's not. It doesn't evoke the right things. Because if you talk to 100 people and 100 of them say it made me feel happy, then it's like, come on, there should have been something else.
In one of your recent songs, Right There, it kind of feels like a promise where you've got that emotional availability, which you don't often see in modern R&B. Where did that energy come from when you wrote it?
That's a good question. I won't go into too much detail about like how I grew up. Like, for example, I'm half Indian and half Filipino, so my parents are very different. Their relationship has been a big part of my life and like how I am today and how I make music and how I am at work or how I'm at uni or whatever it might be. So for that song, there's always a tone of how my parents were in the song, and like it's a promise because I might have wanted that promise to be in their relationship, or something to be in one of my own relationships. Not all my songs are like I did this and this is to prove I did this. A lot of them are like I wish I could do this, or like I wish this happened in my past, or I wish I had experienced something like this. Yeah, definitely a reflection. For this song especially, definitely a reflection of me and of my past too.
And you also touched on loyalty a little bit. When you said arguments don't matter to me and the repetition of Right There, was that pulled out from storytelling or like personal experience that you were talking about before?
But that's also a good call out to a lyric. The arguments don't matter to me. That's like everyone would be able to relate to that. If you love someone more than the situation that you're in to make another person upset or not feeling the best way, this is just a call out to like that feeling. When you're in that moment and you're like, that you're better than this exact moment and you want to move past it, but you don't know how to put it into words, that's the best way I could have said it. They don't matter to me, but a lot of times it's too straightforward, not the most heartfelt thing to say. This argument matters to me, but the person matters more to me. It kind of transcends that feeling that we're both in, because like you would know, if another person loved another person, you would know that you're not just that moment that you're in right now.
That's so cute. Moving on to your newest release, Mink Coat. Tell us how that came about. What was the process?
That's actually a really hard question to answer. A lot of it is the beat, but there's a lot of personal experience that's in that song too. The lyrics definitely came first. I remember with that song, I had the song already written before I even found a beat for it. I just eventually founded someone that had made a beat that could fit the style really well. And I adapted parts of it and everything. But the lyrics speak for itself. So if you want to understand what it means, you can listen to it.
You also mentioned that you open doors literally and figuratively. How do you think music is opening doors for you?
Well, I got on this magazine for one. I'm playing at Shadows with Arpan on the 17th. I've got an event at the Soda Factory in Sydney in November. And just from there, it's just going to go off.
You know, Mink Coat and Right Now, they have a bit of a similar vibe in comparison to some of your older songs. How does this reflect in the direction you want to go in?
I was talking about a similar question like this with Arapan actually a couple of nights ago, and it was that like it related to the thing of the competition in Canberra, and someone was telling Arapan that they don't see Arapan and I in one of those people that are trying to compete with Canberrans, like because our style isn't like what a lot of people in Canberra are trying to do. And that's not to like big up me or anything, like that's not like I'm trying to brag or anything. In terms of your question, I think I'm just trying to be the best artist that I can be. Like I've always said that I make music for the things that I wish I could hear play on Spotify or hear on the radio. Basically, if there's a gap in what I want to hear, I'll try and make it, because a lot of it is so I can be happy that there's something produced like this.
Do you feel like you're creating a space for yourself?
100%. And people like it, so I guess it's doing something okay.
Canberra isn't usually the first place people think when they think of like an R&B
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah.
So how did the local scene influence you? Or maybe lack of R&B artists?
I would say it was a lack thereof. I mean, you've interviewed Turquoise Prince before, and I can confidently say that I've been listening to him for a really long time. People I knew when I was younger even like had heard of him, like they weren't, like hardcore fans or whatever, but they knew of him, which is a big thing in Canberra. Kind of a big thing, everyone knows each other, but anyways, from his music. The other side of it is, I knew I wanted to be this kind of artist. I didn't really have a blueprint of someone I could take inspiration from, except for people that once I had already started in the industry, like started in the scene, that I had some people I could like look at and be like, wow, like, I could do this, I could do this, they're doing this is cool. But there's a lot of people outside of Canberra too, like in Sydney, that are actually like doing big things. So I would say I still get a lot of inspiration from that. But inspiration isn't just, I mean, for me at least, it's not just one dimensional. Like, I'll get inspiration from my dad, from, those people who are like working jobs every day. In Canberra, that's a big thing. Like, everyone knows that Canberra is the public service, APS capital. Like, that's why I'm grateful that my generation is probably the most creative generation there has been, or the one above, whichever, like this generation. I would say like influential almost, because everyone that takes after this kind of thing in the future, this is just going to make Canberra a much better place where people can flourish with their passions and whatever it may be. So it's great. The drivers are still really bad.
Okay, so even growing up Asian, do you feel represented in the music you're making now?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah, not at all. My friends know that I'm half Punjabi, half Filipino. You're either one or the other. Like, you either make Punjabi style music or you make R&B music like Bruno Mars.
But are there any elements or instrumentals that you want to pull from your culture?
Definitely in Punjabi culture, there's stuff like called the tabla. And one of my best mates, he plays tabla, and he also plays the dhol, which is like one of those wedding drums. Yeah, they're good. They're really good. I really want to incorporate those. I have incorporated into a couple of songs of mine, and I've got a bunch of them that are coming out with that kind of style. So that'd be awesome.
All your songs, which one represents you the most? Or maybe like one that you want to lean into more?
I've got two. I really like Right There. I think Right There is my best song so far. One style that I want to go into a bit more is a song that I have called Famous Girl. I've been thinking about it a lot, and a lot of people are like, what is that song? But I like it. Like, I like the style of it.
You're part of this like rising generation. How do you see yourself shaping that in the future?
It's becoming better and better. I think one of the main things that I can do is just strengthen the relationships that we have here in Canberra. If people branch out, if I branch out to other states and everything, paying homage is always the best thing. And there are a lot of people in Canberra that are great at it, who have ventured out into different states, into different countries, who still pay homage to Canberra, to where they grew up. So I think that's one of the coolest things.
Easier to capture. You've been staring at the sky all alone. I'm so alone, I wanna be a rookie, but I ain't an actor.